Hello everyone, and just yesterday I made a video on how I made decisions on which bags to get rid of and sort of why I was getting rid of them. They're just sort of floating ideas about that help me to get where I am now, which is just a state. It's really not a destination. It's always a journey for me on organization in general, but especially when it comes to handbags. So what I wanted to do is kind of give you an example of how I'm rationalizing my present day work bag. I just recently found out that I'm changing offices on campus, which means I don't have to go across campus back and forth as I was doing. So there's a pro to that. Plus it's a forced opportunity to downsize, which is what I'm, I find freedom in, but it's often work to do and excruciating at times. But anyway, so that being the case, generally what I used to do was have like one larger bag that would have even like my veggies and my water as well as my work stuff, so that I would have that like 10 a.m. snack thing. And then if I got hungry or something, I would have backup and not rely on something, vending machine or something. And so that helps me, but now I'm gonna have the opportunity to maybe have a refrigerator in my office and keep things in there. So it's gonna work nicer in that regard. So I may not need that great big bag to hold all of those things. Plus I can keep work items hopefully in the office. So I'm just kind of thinking through all this stuff. So basically I have these 3 bags and that I want to show you now. And presently I'm not using them very much at all. This is the first one. It is it's a mulberry Bayswater bag. This is an older model, and this is in that indigo color. And this is luxury leather, and just an amazing bag, and very few cons to it, but I'm not using it in spite of all the good things to it. This was a bag. It's not gonna look like a work bag, that's why I'm laughing. This is a Tory Burch, but at one point at work, I was doing a lot of meetings and they would be 3 hours long. And so I had this bag where it's nicely lined. I love that coated lining, where I could have like drinks and fruit and stuff like that. And I could set it, I could hold a lot, it would hold a lot, and I could set it down and not take up so much space. So like, when you have a wider tote, it takes up more space. This takes up a little space because it'd be kind of cramped. We wouldn't have a lot of leg room or whatever. So this worked nicely at that time, but I'm not in that situation. Now, whenever I try on the bag, I think, oh, I really like it. But again, I'm not using it. I keep trying to find excuses to use it, and I won't. So there's that. And then finally, I have this Coach Swagger. And the reason I originally liked the Swagger was because the original design was in the year I was born, 1967. And then I love the black on black. I still love it. I look at this bag and I think it's so cool. It's so pretty. I do like a handheld more than I thought I would, but I'm more of a tote person overall. But I feel like for work, a work bag, generally speaking, not obviously, it just depends on where you work, but if it's an office job at all, the rectangle shape bags, structured shape bag seems to make the most sense, because it can hold files, it can hold a small laptop. It just gives you room, and you have the option for the zipper, and then it has an adjustable strap. This particular bag does, which you can hold on your shoulder. It's actually comfortable, believe it or not, with such a big bag, crossbody. And these handles have the advantage, they flip down. So when I talk about, okay, if somebody goes, what's the ideal work bag? I would basically describe this bag. It has the zipper, it has everything. And in spite of that, I'm not using this bag. I still go towards totes or other things. So what I try to decide is like, okay, you're not using all 3 of them, but you won't get rid of all of them. So I'm gonna try to decide to get rid of 2. Now, if I try to start logically, like I was explaining, what is my ideal work bag? What does it look like? And this is the one, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's like in brand new condition, but it's not the one I'm choosing to keep. This bag, I've decided not to keep, again, because I'm not using it. And I hesitate because I still love this bag. But again, remember I said in the other video, if you did watch it, if I love it, then I'm gonna have way too many where I feel overwhelmed. So I have to go by, are you using it? What's your function? And just learn to let things go. It's just some bags I get such a cleansing and just like, I feel so good. And then other bags, it's just a lot of work, but I know if I do it, I'm gonna feel better. So this bag is actually the one that is the heaviest, the one that's the hardest to get over my arm, the one that if I described the most least recommended by logical description. However, at this moment in time, it's the one I'm thinking I'll hang on to. Now, when I put up videos that I was selling, I would put this video up. And the reason why is because I wasn't using it. I would still be open to sell it. But what happens is everybody wants a good deal. And I think part of me wants to keep this bag because I usually will negotiate on a price, and so I just gave some stuff away. But if you ever work with me in the future on buying stuff, if you're ever interested. But I don't mind you getting a good deal. I think we all win, but in the end. But I think part of me wanted to keep this bag, and that's why I wouldn't negotiate the price so much. I think that's why. Anyway. So there you have it. I mean, there's a logical approach that I had to force myself to follow to get to the place I am now with the 15 to 20 bags. And now I don't feel any pressure to get rid of bags, but I still look at them and think, but you're not using these three, so let's do something. I can't bring myself to rid of all three, so I'm thinking, okay, I can get rid of two, which two? So logic has been thrown out the window, or the black bag would be kept. But of the three, it's this one that I want to use for work. And I can use this for work and for meetings and things like that, which I don't have as often as I used to. So, it might be best to maybe, I don't know, be open. I guess that's the thing. And really in life, shouldn't we be that? Just be open, not be rigid on any decision, thinking this has to be forever. We have to love something forever. Just be open to it. It's really just a material possession. That's all it is. I don't want to be flippant and get rid of everything and then go, I wish I had it, and come back with it. But anyway, this is what I wanted to show you because of some of the questions you asked, like how exactly do you make that decision? Well, there's a logic approach that helps me to a certain point, and then there's a whole intuitive approach where I just say, okay, this is what you have. You have the 3 bags, and 3 bags full, 3 bags empty. I'm just kidding, I don't know. And you realize that you're not using any of them, but you're not comfortable in getting rid of all 3. And so I then just start a mental process about where I see me using these, and it'd be for work. And then which one would I use for work? Like if I were going to work tomorrow, which one would I go to? And I keep going to this one. So I guess this one stays at this point. And then this Tory Burch and this Swagger Coach will be going. So, all right, there's that. If you have any questions, and I hope to talk to you soon. I know that I'll either make a lot of videos and then not make them, but anyway, anytime I get onto here, I love getting to visit with you all, and I love your comments, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks. Bye.